What's up, movie lovers? Back with another one. And in today's video, we're going to go over some movie reviews and then get into the new Blu-ray pickups. Because I got them coming in like crazy. I just keep buying them like every day. And I'm trying to limit myself to $7 a day. And I've already went way over that today and yesterday and the day before. I'm just like, whatever, man. Who cares? It's just money. It's just money. I can always make more. But let's get into these movie reviews here. I've got 4 of them. And the first one, right off the bat. Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon. Probably Bruce Lee's best movie. I don't know if it's my personal favorite Bruce Lee movie. I like that one where he fights Chuck Norris in the Coliseum. I think that's one of the best like kung fu fight scenes ever. Or karate or martial art fight scenes ever. I mean, that scene is hardcore. Hardcore, but this is good. This is definitely good. It's funny. It's got that one actor in it, John Saxon. He's the father of Heather Langenkamp in A Nightmare on Elm Street. But yeah, he's in this. And I finally put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, where have I seen that guy before? Oh yeah, that's Heather Langenkamp's father in A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's like, was he a martial artist? And then they hired him for the role because he was a martial artist? Or was he just an actor? And then they tried to make him look like a martial artist in the movie. I don't know either way. But he was okay. And Bruce Lee, I mean, he's awesome. God, I wish he hadn't died so early. I think he would have been a massive star. And I would have loved to have seen, future movies that he could have made. They would have been awesome. But when people go off and say like he would have been a UFC champion if they would have had the UFC back then. Like, dude, didn't you see me put an armbar on that guy at the beginning? Dude, he knew all the different disciplines of mixed martial arts. Like, dude, he's an actor. I realize, he was a martial artist in real life and everything. But to say that, because he looks good in his movies and stuff like that, he would have been a mixed martial arts champion is quite a stretch. That's like saying, Steven Seagal would have been a mixed martial art champion, or Jean-Claude Van Damme. Those guys were martial artists in real life too. And I'm not trying, this is probably going to sound like an asshole, but when I was growing up before the UFC, it's like, you always thought like the Asian guys were the most badass because of the movies, because of the kung fu movies and everything. You just thought like you're going to get your ass beat by an Asian guy. And then MMA came onto the scene, and you quickly realized that that's not the truth. In Pride, the Asian guys always lost. Look at Vanderlei Silva. Look at Fedor Emelianenko, Mirko Cro Cop, Nogueira. They would throw every Asian guy they had at those fighters, and they would lose every time. The only one that didn't was Sakuraba. And he was known as the Gracie Killer because he beat some of the Gracie fighters. He beat the shit out of Hoist Gracie way back in the day. They had 20-minute unlimited rounds, and he basically just beat Hoist Gracie so much to where, Hoist just stopped. After like an hour and 20 minutes, Hoist stopped. So yeah, they did have Sakuraba. He was like their best guy, but most of the time, the Asian guys lost. They always got their ass beat by the Russians, Americans, Brazilians. They'd lose every time. However, though, I'm not trying to talk crap, though. This is a cool movie. And like I said, Bruce Lee is fast. Whoop-ah! Whoop-ah! Just beating the shit out of those guys. So yeah, that's a cool movie. I like it. I enjoy it. It's awesome. It's such a classic. That's such a classic movie. Moving on, we've got Tom Cruise and Morgan Freeman in Oblivion, which is probably a forgettable sci-fi to most people. But I like it. I think it's kind of cool. I like the concept of it, where it's like Tom Cruise is the clone, because originally he was an astronaut for NASA, and he basically flew into this big giant alien ship, and once they had him, they cloned him, and they invaded Earth with like just thousands of him, because that was, they were able to clone him. And then Morgan Freeman is like the last of the humans. He's the last of the resistance, and he tries to recruit one of the Tom Cruise clones to help them fight the aliens, which you really never see the aliens. You just see their big old ship. I just found one scene funny though, towards the end when they're flying the nuke into the big, spoiler alert, but they're flying the nuke into the big alien ship. They're going to blow it up. And like on the ride up there, Tom Cruise is listening to the NASA flight recorder from his mission, like explaining everything that happened. He's like listening to it as he's flying up there. But then as he gets closer to the ship is like, we detect that your heart rate is elevated and that you might be nervous. Why are you nervous? It's like, you can tell all that, but you can't tell that he's listening to the flight recorder, basically exposing you guys. Like, how can you not hear that, but you can tell his heart rate and stuff like that? Anyways, I thought that was kind of a little hole in the story right there. But otherwise, it was good. Good science fiction, good special effects. Those drones were pretty badass, flying around. So yeah, it's a cool movie. Cool movie. I like it. Moving on to The Rock in Rampage. And this was actually better than what I thought it was going to be. I was not expecting much. I think I got this for like $1 plus the shipping and insurance and stuff. I think it was like $1.80 or something with everything. Real cheap. That's why I picked it up. But I would have to say that this is way better than Skyscraper. Way better than Skyscraper. The whole like second half of this is like all action. And I thought it was pretty cool when all the big mutated monsters were attacking the buildings. I was like, yes. I was like, just keep this going. I like when they're all fighting together and just destroying the buildings and stuff. That was cool. That was cool. But yeah, I liked it. A very diverse film. Once again, it's one of these newer films, so we have to put all this diversity in there. And it's funny too, because you get all these diverse characters, except when it comes to the bad guys. The bad guys are always white, every single time. So, I mean, that does get a little annoying to have to see over and over and over and over again in all these newer movies. It's kind of freaking ridiculous and it pisses me off. But this was cool. I liked it. I like the fact that at one point they were in Greeley, Colorado, which is not too far away. I actually delivered there the other day in Greeley. And then another scene, they're flying out of Whiteman Air Force Base in Johnson County, I believe that's Missouri, which when I used to live near Kansas City, I actually delivered some stuff down there near the Whiteman Air Force Base down by Knob Noster. So yeah, it was kind of cool. And it's funny too, because when they show the Whiteman Air Force Base, like in the background, they show like a mountain range. And I'm like, what? I'm like, there's no mountains down there. So I Googled it and I looked up pictures of Whiteman Air Force Base. And sure enough, to my surprise, there was actually some little foothills back there. So I was like, wow. But yeah, this was cool. The Rock did a good job as always. And I like the way that he was like doing sign language with the white ape, which I'm surprised they made him white. Like he was actually a good guy in the end. I'm surprised they made him white. But yeah, this was cool. I mean, the CGI was what you'd expect. You could definitely tell it was CGI and not real. There were no practical effects in this thing at all. It was just all CGI, but still it was cool. And if you can just put that to the side, I think you'd enjoy this movie. Like I said, it was better than Skyscraper by far. Like I said, the whole second half of that movie was all action. It was pretty awesome. And then I also watched Firefox. I watched this morning. And it's crazy how much of this I remember from my childhood when I was real young. Because I remember watching this when I was a little tiny kid. And I was like, I don't know what's going on with this movie. Because it's like the first half is kind of like this cat and mouse game where they're trying to sneak him into Russia. They're trying to sneak Clint Eastwood into Russia because he's this really good American pilot. He's like the best pilot. And he's going to steal this super brand new high-tech warplane that Russia developed. And so, yeah, the first half of the movie is kind of like like a James Bondy kind of espionage, him doing different, taking on different identities and stuff like that to try and get in to steal this plane. But then the second half of the movie, when he gets in the plane, it's all action. So yeah, this was cool. And I remember watching that as a little kid being like, yeah, the first half of this movie is boring as heck. I don't know what's going on. I couldn't keep up with it. But the second half was cool, where he's in the plane flying around. Yeah, it's pretty, I would give it a positive score though. I liked it for sure. The only part of this that was a little far-fetched and hard to believe was right before he steals the airplane. It's like the Russians know that there's a spy there. They know that he's in there somewhere. They really don't know what he's up to, but they know he's there. And so they're going around and they're searching all the rooms and they're making everybody show their ID. And he's like hiding out in the showers. His plan was to hide out into the showers until he got the signal. And then he was going to put on all of his gear, put his visor down. And hopefully they weren't going to see him. But yeah, this guy comes up to the showers. He's like, you need to come out. Give us your ID. Show us who you are. We know that there is a spy here. And he's like, just leave me alone. I'm taking a shower. It's like, you're not speaking Russian at all. Like, that's a dead giveaway that you sound like, an American. Like, I just thought that was kind of funny. Like, why are you talking like that? In the story, you know Russian. So why aren't you speaking Russian? Leave me alone. In the shower. Do you feel lucky, punk? I'm gonna get this wet towel and snap you on the ass. But anyways, let's get into the new releases here. I've got 6 of them. And some of these are just filling holes in the collection. They're upgrades. They're just classics that I have to have. Nothing special. And the reason I got all these is because I got them for cheap. First one right off the bat. Castaway with Tom Hanks. Wilson! I love these survival movies. I saw this in the theater. I thought it was really good. I mean, it's a solid movie. Good disc. Perfect disc. I did give it a new case, though, to spruce it up. And I'm going through my new cases like crazy. Here pretty soon, I'm going to have to order another batch of new Blu-ray cases. But yeah, I think the new cases make them look pretty snazzy. But yeah, it's a great movie. If you've seen this, you know it's solid. Next on the list, we've got The Punisher. And this is the one with Thomas Jane. There's another one with Dolph Lundgren. There's one called Warzone. But this is the one with John Travolta and Thomas Jane. And I think it's pretty good. This is an upgrade. I had this on DVD, but like I said, I think this came through for like $2. So I went ahead and I got it. But yeah, nice, perfect case. Perfect DVD copy inside. Yeah, and Kevin Nash is really good in this. He plays that big giant Russian guy. And I guess at one point they really do just stab him in the chest. And he just keeps on with the scene. I heard that somewhere. I mean, I really couldn't tell you if that's 100% true, but in my mind somewhere, it's telling me that I heard that they really did actually stab him. Yeah, I think Kevin Nash is a good actor. That guy's huge. Another wrestling superstar. Okay, moving on. Twister. The original from the 90s. And this is also an upgrade. I had the Snapcase version of this on DVD, but I thought I'd go ahead and grab it. Again, I gave this a brand new case. It's a good copy. It's a good Blu-ray in there. No scratches or anything. But yeah, like I said, I mean, this isn't the best movie in the world, but I just wanted to have it in my collection because I like it. I like it a lot. And then moving on to the ones I got today. John Cena in 12 rounds. And I got this pretty much because I got that 12 rounds part 2 in that bundle pack the other day. So I was like, yeah, let's spend like $2 and get this one. That way I'll have both of them. And I think I did watch this when it came out. And I didn't think it was half bad. I mean, it's just a dumb action movie. You can't expect too much. But yeah, so this is the extreme cut. And this includes both the DVD and the Blu-ray. Again, I gave this a new case to spruce it up a little bit, and it's looking good. Next on the list here, the Taken collection. And this is one I'm kind of not happy with myself for mine. I think I should have waited. I wanted to get the Taken movies. I'd never seen any of them before, but I thought they looked cool. They looked like something I would enjoy. And I think I spent like $8 for this. And then as soon as I spent the $8 for it, I saw someone else post it for $4. I was like, dang it, I could have got that for $4. I mean, it's in decent condition, though. The discs were all greased up when I got them. I had to clean them off. But this version of Taken 2, man, I feel like this has got some kind of... Actually, you know what? I take that back. I take that back. I thought it had like disc rot or something. But it's actually where I was seeing through the disc and where his face was at. It looked like look like a blurry spot right there on the disc, but that's actually just where his face is at on the other side. So yeah, that actually looks good. Great, because I was kind of bummed about that. I'm like, am I going to have to buy another Taken 2 to complete the set? But yeah, once I cleaned these discs, they looked pretty darn good. Can't complain. This case is a little worn looking, but it's one of those that has like the spot for the 3 discs, so I don't have any extras of those. So I had to make do with this, but at least it wasn't broken, so that's good. So like I said, I might have overpaid a few dollars for that, but it is what it is. That's the thing with the Vinted site. It's like you never know what you're going to get. Some of these people put like the discs are in very good condition, and then you get them and they're all greased up, and you have to clean them off. And these are what I use to get my discs clean. I went to Walmart and I bought some of these lens wipes, these little disposable lens wipes. So bust one of those open. They're like individually sealed. They're for your glasses and stuff, but they work awesome for discs. See these little packets right there? That's 2 of them right there. But yeah, open that up. You rub the disc real lightly. It doesn't scratch it or anything because like they're meant for glasses, and it will just eat that grease right up. But it does leave like a little film on there, like a little cloudy film. So then I take like a little Oakley bag or some other kind of microcloth, and then just do little circles. I know you're not supposed to do circles. You're supposed to wipe to the outside, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't scratch it. And then just kind of buff it down with one of these, and it comes out super clean. Like I've got my technique down and everything. I know how to get a disc clean. So that's pretty cool. I had to do that to all those Taken discs, but after I did, they were perfect. So I can't complain. I got all 3 movies for like $8 in total. Can't really beat it. Well, actually you can, because you can get it now for $4. And that's the thing though. You got to kind of be patient with the Vinted. I mean, you might see a movie that you like, but it might be like $5. And it's like, if you just wait, it might come through for 2 or even 1 later on. I mean, some of these people, they just, they charge more. Other people charge less. I was looking a few minutes ago, and they had the Goodfellas like anniversary edition up there for $2, and it had just gotten posted. I think I scrolled down and I looked at another movie, and then I went back and I was going to get it, and it was gone. It was gone in like 2 minutes. So I checked that website 5-6 times a day, always looking for new stuff. And I feel like the early bird gets the worm with that. But like I said, you got to be careful though, because sometimes you might get burned. I feel like people might be trying to unload, bad discs or something like that. Like that Sanctum one that I got that didn't play. I feel like the seller knew that, and they sold it anyway. But it is what it is. I'd say 98% of the time you're going to get a good deal. However, if you buy enough discs and stuff off there, every once in a while you're going to get burned with a disc that's scratched up or just something weird. But the last one here on the list, another excellent deal. Mark Wahlberg in Invincible. Brand new, unopened. I think I got this for $2. Can't beat it. I've seen this once before, and I thought it was pretty good. It's about the bartender guy, like 30-some-year-old bartender guy, and he tries out for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I really can't remember. I think he makes the team, or he gets real close or something, but it's a good story. But yeah, it's a Walt Disney picture. But anyway, other than that, it's a good movie. But like I said, I couldn't pass it up. When I see that they're new and unopened, it's like, man, I got to jump on it. So I'm pretty happy with that pickup. Really cheap, good deal. And the disc is going to be perfect. But anyways, that's about all I've got for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And until the next one, y'all, peace.